Carnivore. The carnivore diet consists entirely of animal-based foods, meat, fish, eggs, and some dairy, while completely eliminating all plant-based foods including fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes. It's often called a zero-carb diet, though animal products contain trace carbohydrates. High in protein and fat, the diet naturally promotes satiety and makes consuming excess calories difficult. However, several challenges exist. Workout performance may suffer since carbohydrates are the body's primary fuel during exercise. You'll likely need supplements for vitamin C, magnesium, fiber, and other nutrients typically obtained from plants. The cost can be substantial when high-quality animal products constitute your entire diet. GOMAD. GOMAD stands for gallon of milk a day, consuming 1 gallon of milk daily, roughly 3.8 liters. 1 gallon of whole milk contains approximately 2,400 calories and 130 grams of protein, essentially providing an average person's entire daily caloric needs. Combined with regular meals, this guarantees a surplus, promoting weight and muscle gain. However, significant drawbacks exist. If you're lactose intolerant or dislike milk, this clearly isn't suitable. Even otherwise, you may experience digestive issues and more frequent bathroom visits. Some people notice increased acne from elevated dairy consumption. If interested in trying GOMAD, start with smaller amounts and gradually increase volume, allowing your body to adapt and potentially minimizing negative effects. While GOMAD may be too extreme for most, milk in moderate quantities remains valuable for meeting caloric needs since liquid calories are easier to consume. OMAD, or 1 meal a day, is an extreme form of intermittent fasting, involving eating 1 meal within a single hour and fasting the remaining 23 hours. During fasting, you can only consume water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea. Any snacks or calories would spike insulin and break the fasted state. This diet appeals to many because of its simplicity. You only need to plan and prepare 1 meal per day. Some practitioners report increased mental sharpness and clarity, though the initial adaptation often involves irritability and hunger. The major limitation concerns muscle building. Providing protein only once daily gives your body just one opportunity for muscle protein synthesis. The recommended approach for maximizing muscle growth involves 3 to 6 daily meals, as each protein-rich meal triggers muscle building. With OMAD, you're sending this signal only once per day, making it suboptimal for those focused on gaining muscle mass. It's important to ensure your 1 meal contains adequate protein and healthy fats for proper bodily function. Keto. The Keto Diet is a high-fat, low-carbohydrate eating plan designed to shift your body into ketosis, a metabolic state where your body burns fat and produces ketones for fuel instead of using glucose from carbohydrates. Many people mistakenly believe keto is a zero-carb diet, but it actually allows 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates daily, very low but not zero. The diet consists of meat, fish, eggs, cheese, nuts, seeds, oils, and low-carb vegetables, while heavily restricting fruits, grains, and sugary foods. In ketosis, many report more stable energy, better appetite control, and reduced mental fog. The diet also lowers blood sugar and insulin levels. However, transitioning into ketosis can be challenging. In extreme cases, kidney stones may develop. The diet isn't recommended for pregnant or breastfeeding women. Atkins. The Atkins Diet is another low-carb eating plan that shares similarities with keto, but has distinct differences. Many mistakenly believe Atkins and keto are identical, but Atkins follows a phased approach where carbohydrate intake gradually increases over time, whereas keto maintains consistently low carb levels. Created in the 1960s but popularized in the early 2000s, Atkins claims you can eat unlimited protein and fat while managing weight if you avoid high-carb foods. The diet begins with very low-carb intake around 20 grams daily, then progressively allows more carbohydrates. It encourages meat, fish, eggs, cheese, olive oil, avocados, and nuts, while discouraging grains, starchy vegetables, fruits, and sugar. Initial rapid weight loss often occurs from water loss and reduced calorie intake, plus suppressed appetite from high protein and fat. However, many experience low-carb flu causing fatigue, dizziness, and constipation from nutritional deficiencies. IIFYM. If it fits your macros is a flexible dieting approach focusing on meeting specific macronutrient targets for protein, carbohydrates, and fats. The name suggests you can fit any food into your diet as long as it aligns with your macros, providing considerable freedom. You calculate personalized macro goals using online calculators or an app like Cal AI. You tell the app how often you work out, your height and weight, your age, and whether you'd like to lose, maintain, or gain weight. The app then calculates your exact calorie and macro needs for your goals. Instead of manually entering every meal, you can simply take a photo of your food. Cal AI analyzes the image and calculates the calories and macronutrients automatically. Also, for better accuracy, You can always review and adjust the ingredients after the scan to make sure the app caught every part of your meal. If you just want to search and log, CalAI's large food database has you covered. You can quickly search for your meals, select them, adjust portions, and the app will automatically add the calories and macros for you. For packaged foods, simply scan the barcode, and CalAI pulls all the nutritional information instantly. This makes tracking processed or store-bought items fast, accurate, and effortless. After you've downloaded it by scanning the QR code or by clicking the link in the description, you can type in the promo code WAY for a 3-day free trial to test out the features yourself. However, there's a common misconception that you can simply eat junk food all day as long as it fits your macros. In reality, while this works mathematically on paper, food quality and micronutrients matter significantly for health, satiety, and well-being. Attempting to incorporate large amounts of low-quality foods quickly reveals they don't fit well, while keeping you satisfied and energized. Additionally, eating varied foods daily requires tracking everything consumed, which becomes tedious. Not all foods are nutritionally equivalent despite sharing macronutrient profiles. Getting carbohydrates from rice versus candy represents identical numbers on paper, but affects your body differently. The same applies to protein. Animal-based and plant-based proteins may show identical numbers, but differ considerably in what your body can utilize for muscle building. This diet can work but requires substantial nutritional knowledge to avoid low-quality foods. Matching numbers on paper doesn't automatically translate to optimal nutrition. Whole30. Whole30 is a 30-day elimination diet designed to reset eating habits and identify food sensitivities. Many mistakenly view Whole30 as a weight loss diet, but it's actually intended as a short-term reset program rather than long-term weight management. The program removes sugar, alcohol, grains, legumes, soy, and dairy for 30 days, requiring focus on whole, unprocessed foods, meat, seafood, eggs, vegetables, fruits, and healthy fats. After completing elimination, you gradually reintroduce restricted food groups one at a time, monitoring how your body responds. This systematic reintroduction helps identify which foods might cause digestive issues, inflammation, energy fluctuations, or other negative symptoms. The strict nature and defined time frame make it more psychologically manageable than open-ended restrictive diets. Mediterranean. The Mediterranean diet, frequently called the best diet in the world, is inspired by traditional eating habits of countries like Greece, Italy, and Spain. Unlike restrictive diets, it promotes a positive relationship with food through enjoyment rather than deprivation. Many mistakenly view it purely as a weight loss diet, but it's actually a lifestyle and cultural eating pattern focused on long-term health, social connection, and pleasure. The diet centers on abundant plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds, all rich in vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. Olive oil serves as the primary fat for cooking, dressing, and flavoring. It includes moderate fish and poultry like salmon, sardines, tuna, chicken, and turkey, while red meat appears infrequently. Dairy products, particularly cheese and Greek yogurt, play regular roles, with Greek yogurt valued for protein and probiotic benefits. Red wine is traditionally consumed in moderation with meals for potential heart protective effects. Herbs and spices are favored over salt. A crucial aspect is the emphasis on social and cultural dimensions, sharing meals with family and friends, eating slowly, and savoring the dining experience. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting alternates between periods of fasting and eating, focusing on when you eat rather than what you eat. As mentioned with OMAD, which represents the most extreme variation with a 1-hour eating window and 23-hour fast, intermittent fasting encompasses many approaches. One popular method is 16-8, where you fast 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window. This is beginner-friendly and serves as a good stepping stone toward more restrictive protocols. Another variation is 24, fasting 20 hours with a 4-hour eating window, typically consisting of 2 meals. For those focused on athletic performance and muscle building, timing meals strategically around workouts optimizes results. Schedule your first meal a couple hours before training and your second immediately after, both within the eating window. This ensures adequate nutrients for workout performance while supporting post-workout recovery and muscle growth. The 5-2 diet involves eating normally 5 days and reducing intake to about 500 calories for women and 600 for men on 2 non-consecutive days. The approach naturally creates a caloric deficit by reducing eating frequency. While extreme fasting may not optimize muscle building, properly planned windows including pre- and post-workout meals work well for maintaining muscle. The key is ensuring meals are nutrient-dense. Nordic. The Nordic diet draws inspiration from traditional eating habits of Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, emphasizing locally sourced and seasonal foods. Fish plays a central role, particularly fatty varieties like salmon, herring, mackerel, and trout, rich in omega-3 fatty acids supporting heart health and cognitive function. Similar to the Mediterranean diet, berries feature prominently: blueberries, cloudberries, and lingonberries. Root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, turnips, and beets serve as nutritional staples. Canola oil is the preferred cooking fat. The diet includes white meat and game meat in smaller quantities, typically in mixed dishes where they complement rather than dominate. The Nordic approach values simplicity, seasonality, and natural flavors of high-quality local ingredients. Vegan. The vegan diet eliminates all animal-derived foods including meat, poultry, fish, dairy, eggs, and honey. People adopt veganism for various reasons: personal preference, perceived health benefits, and ethical concerns regarding animal welfare and industrial farming. It's important to understand that following a vegan diet isn't the same as adopting veganism as a lifestyle. While a vegan diet refers only to food, veganism extends to avoiding all animal products in every aspect of life: clothing, personal care products, cosmetics, and items tested on animals. Studies estimate approximately 4% of the US population follows a vegan diet. The diet focuses on plant-based foods, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds. However, plant-based proteins are generally lower quality than animal proteins because they lack all essential amino acids in optimal ratios, meaning your body cannot fully utilize consumed protein. This challenge can be addressed by eating diverse plant-based foods, as different plants are richer in different amino acids. When combined strategically, they create a more complete amino acid profile your body can effectively use for building and maintaining muscle. This requires considerable effort and careful meal planning. Vegans also typically need to supplement various nutrients difficult or impossible to obtain adequately from plant sources alone. Vegetarian. The vegetarian diet excludes all meat, poultry, and fish, but permits other animal-based products like eggs and dairy. This makes it more manageable than veganism, since eggs and dairy provide high-quality complete proteins and essential nutrients. Variations include lacto-vegetarian, dairy but no eggs, and ovo-vegetarian, eggs but no dairy. The diet centers on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, plus dairy and eggs. One area requiring attention is omega-3 fatty acids, found abundantly in fatty fish that vegetarians don't consume. While obtainable from plant sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, amounts are relatively low and meeting recommended levels through plants alone is impractical. Taking an omega-3 supplement is more practical for most vegetarians. Approximately 5 to 6% of the US population follows a vegetarian diet. Pescatarian. Pescatarian diet is a variation of vegetarianism where all meat and poultry are excluded, but fish and seafood are permitted along with eggs and dairy. This inclusion of fish makes obtaining omega-3 fatty acids and high-quality complete proteins significantly easier compared to strict vegetarianism. The diet focuses on plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds as the foundation, with fish and seafood as primary animal protein sources. This offers a middle ground for people wanting to reduce or eliminate land animal consumption while benefiting from seafood's nutritional advantages. Paleo. The Paleo Diet, also called the Caveman Diet, is based on eating foods our hunter-gatherer ancestors consumed before agriculture and food processing. The philosophy suggests the human body is better adapted to this ancestral diet, and that modern processed foods contribute to contemporary health issues. There's a common misconception that our ancestors ate primarily or exclusively meat, but archaeological evidence shows they consumed varied diets with substantial plant foods alongside animal products. The Paleo Diet includes meat, fish, poultry, eggs, roots, nuts, wild fruits, and vegetables, while excluding processed foods, grains, legumes, dairy, and refined sugars. The approach emphasizes high protein, limited carbohydrates, healthy fats, and nutritional diversity, especially from colorful fruits and vegetables. The philosophy extends beyond food to encourage regular physical activity and outdoor exercise, reflecting what proponents believe was our ancestors' active lifestyle. Rather than strictly following every paleo aspect, a practical takeaway is recognizing that modern diets rely too heavily on processed foods, and incorporating more whole, minimally modified foods could be beneficial. Pegan. The Pegan Diet is a hybrid approach combining principles from both paleo and vegan diets, with the name literally merging paleo and vegan. This combination might seem contradictory since paleo emphasizes animal products while veganism excludes them, but Pegan finds middle ground by emphasizing whole, unprocessed foods as the foundation. The diet focuses heavily on vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats while minimizing grains, legumes, dairy, and refined sugars. Unlike strict veganism, Pegan allows moderate amounts of high-quality meat and fish, but unlike traditional paleo, it places much greater emphasis on plant-based foods and includes some legumes and grains that Paleo typically excludes. The goal is incorporating the best aspects of both approaches, the whole food focus and elimination of processed foods from Paleo, combined with the plant-forward philosophy and environmental consciousness of veganism.